Feed me, Carbon, feed me now. I'm starving.
Look, maybe I can squeeze a little more out of this one.
More.
Back to the channel, folks. Sitting here watching King and Queen Cichlids. Shout out to Scott and Liz. You guys are awesome. But today, we're looking at Audrey 2 and Tui. And look at Tui stepping up. I see you, girl. Reaching for the heavens. That's how plants do. Now, last week, we showed you that we took and put our little extension here in water. And what I've noticed is that we're getting some yellowing right here on this line. It's entirely possible that this particular line is about to be dropped. And what that means is that everything from here forward is going to be on its own, searching for its own nutrition so that the plant can actually devote its resources to the rest of the rest of the lines. And if you notice, that particular line is where our withering leaves are and our yellowing leaves. The other line, the smaller line, there is one brown leaf on it that you can see right there. That's this line right here. Excuse me, no. Let's take a better look at that, because this line, which happens to be the longer line that does not have the interruption in it, is actually this line over here. And we're starting to see some nutrient deficiency towards the end of the line. And that could be why it's trying to cut off something further down, closer towards its source. I'm telling you, this is a resilient plant. The plant is so smart. So what we're going to do today, we're going to put a little more water in here. We're going to clip this right here, because we're going to go ahead and cut that. This extension right here is already beginning to get dropped. But this is going to be placed into the water as well. Now, I think I showed you in one of my shorts that I did put some clips up here to kind of organize this little top row. And when I did that, I noticed that this one little line right here was not looking too well. No, not at all. Not at all. And if you guys remember, in one of my Better Kingdom updates, I actually took the whole top off of here and I started cleaning up some algae, or at least what I believe is algae, inside this tank on the leaves. And we are still seeing some development. It could be the consistent light. I'm not quite sure what kind of spectrum this light is. Again, this is a desk light. But it lights up the aquarium well. In fact, when I turn the light off, I mean, it's a thing of beauty. But we're still starting to see some of this black stuff that's occurring over here on these leaves. And this could be my supplementation process, because what I'm adding to here is iron and magnesium. Now, iron, or an excessive amount of iron, is supposed to stimulate a lot of algae growth. So what we're going to do is we're going to skip feeding Audrey 2 this week. We're still going to do a feeding for Tui over there. In fact, let me go ahead and get this top off and shake this up. And Scott and Liz, I'll be back to your top 5 fish mistakes. You guys, if you don't know Scott and Liz, King and Queen Cichlids, go check them out. They are not hurting for any subscribers, but there's a good reason for that. Lots of good information over there on their channel. And we're gonna add our 8 drops. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now we're just gonna completely. Oops. Ooh. Thank goodness that didn't spill. We're going to completely ignore those fish in there that we haven't covered yet. But we're going to take a look at Tui, because, oh, my girl is looking good over here. Look at all this growth. And Unfortunately, this has not healed up yet. And we have one more update to go for this month of March. We have one more update to go for our daily updates before our daily vlogging comes to an end. I have been vlogging daily since December 1st. So in our last update, I am definitely going to have something put here to protect Tui as she grows up out of our system here. Now, our line that seemed to be showing some deficiencies over here is actually looking like it's starting to make some kind of a comeback. Now, I don't know what the problem was, but I can tell you this leaf right here, it's starting to feel fleshy and warty again, and that's a good sign. With your pothos, you want it to be fleshy, you want it to be warty. If we come over here and look at what's going on around the picture frames, you'll see we do have new growth, and they are reaching up. But let's get a nice close look at this leaf right here, since it's right by a light. And let me see if I get, am I able to really, well, you can really see it on the underside. See how wavy that is and how bumpy that is? These are not smooth leaves, and they should not be smooth leaves. That is a sign of good health on that line. And even though there are no leaves popping up over here, the fact that those leaves have their colors, that those yellow streaks in there, not yellow areas, but yellow streaks inside of those heart-shaped leaves. And the leaves are, look at them, they're standing up, they're popping up, and they're warty, and they're fleshy, and they're thick. That is what you want from your pothos plant, whether it's in an aquarium or whether it's in dirt. That is a sign of good health. And I mean, oh my goodness, it almost looks waxy, and it feels waxy. It almost feels like a fake plant. That is a good sign. That is a very good sign. And looking down here, we see plenty of leaf growth and plenty of root growth inside of the Guppy Grove and inside of the Beta Kingdom as well. We have roots everywhere. That is a root jungle. That is a root jungle. And maybe in our next Beta Kingdom update, we'll find a way to supplement this cleanup process, because look at all this mulm down here. This is actually dead plant matter. This is not dead. This is not fish waste. This is dead plant matter. And oh my goodness, I've been sitting here all these months and did not realize that fake plant has been sitting in here all this time. That plant was put in here to get beneficial bacteria growing on it for the Guppy Grove. Wow. Wow, and I'm literally just noticing it now. And that's a big thing about this channel here, folks, that I want you to really understand. I am sharing everything with you as I go along. I am not an expert on these plants. I am becoming better, and I am leaving that novice tier with these plants, and I am bringing you along with me, because I am learning. I'm consistently learning, and I'm constantly learning about these plants. So let's get that clipped and cut, and then we'll be done with this update. So stay tuned. Hold on for a moment. Now, honestly, I just didn't feel like grabbing the tripod and setting it up and all that good stuff. But if you look here, this yellowing actually ends right before the node. Could it be possible that this plant is doing that on purpose so that it will be able to spread roots from that particular node? Who knows? But this is an intelligent plant. Let me get some water and throw it down in here. Now, the water that we're putting in here does not need to be dechlorinated water. Our little snail friend. You know what? I don't even see him. But that snail that fell on the floor, he wasn't moving, so I just assumed that he was dead and that was a traumatic fall for him. But I don't see him at all. So maybe he moved along, but that water is beginning to turn just a bit green. It's just a bit green. And it could be because of the fertilizer that I put in there, having that high amount of iron in it. But yeah, let's get some more water and let's take care of our fellow Earthling. Okay, two things real quick that I felt was worth noting. As soon as I hit the stop button, literally the lights went off. So you know what that means. It's midnight. It's time to wrap things up. I did want to note real quick that there is some yellowing still present on this line. And I did notice that as I was doing the editing for the last video, and I came back out here and I took a look at it, and I'm like, yep, there is still some yellowing on that line. I'm hoping, because we have some healthy leaf growth here that was actually burnt by the light, thanks a lot light, but I'm hoping that this will come back and that I don't have to do any further cutting. And oh my, oh, you know what? Looks like we got new growth going on. So something is going right there. And then the other thing I wanted to add was the fact that I added another hook here because, you know, Audrey too is starting to make her way around to the front. This line right here, I was telling you, isn't feeling too good at all. It's feeling sickly. It's not thick and lush. You know, when I press on it, like I'm scared to pinch it too hard. I feel like I'm going to do damage to the plant. But over here, if we can focus a little better, focus. There we go. You'll see that we've added quite a bit more water, and we actually moved this over a little bit so that the main weight and stress is a little more on the frame than it is on this broken glass. And I'm not quite sure about the future of this line, or actually these two lines at this moment, because this is the intensive care unit right now for these lines. I did not add any more fertilizers. I still do not see the shrimp. Excuse me. I still do not see the snail. But we're going to give this another couple of weeks and see what happens. And in the meantime, we can go ahead and pull off the definitively dead leaves that we know for sure are not going to come back. And in the meantime, Audrey 2 is actually looking pretty good. And Tui over here is, oh, she's just showing off. Look at her. Look at her. And on that note, folks, we're going to bring this entry into the Audrey 2 update to a close. Thank you for joining me today. As always, I ask that if you know anybody out there suffering from any form of mental illness, that you please reach out. You never know what effect that reach. And wouldn't you know, I think I was running my mouth for too long. Yep, can't record video. Maximum attachment size almost reached. So, with that in mind, if you know anybody out there suffering from any form of mental illness, I ask that you please reach out, folks. You never know what effect that reaching out can do. And always remember, folks, that winners aren't people that never fail. They're people that never quit, people that never give up. So don't you ever quit and don't you ever give up, especially not on yourselves. This is Dead Fred 821 signing off. Like, share, subscribe, ding that notification bell so that you get all your updates. And be safe, be blessed. I love you. I'm out of here, folks. Peace.